Hello everyone and welcome to my travel vlog. In this video, I am excited to take you on a journey with me to one of the most beautiful places on earth, Kenya. I'm sure most of us have grown up watching wildlife documentaries featuring the breathtaking savannahs, the iconic African lion, and the majestic elephant heads. So let's pack our bags and explore the heart of Africa. After hearing the good news about Kenya opening her border to every country for free, I was happy as I wouldn't have to go through the visa on arrival application process at the port of entry. But guess what? I still had to apply for Kenya entry authorization, which cost me $34. So apparently, Kenya visa is not free, but it is just a reduction in visa fee. I got my approval in 4 days and I was ready to fly to Kenya. So guys, I am ready to go to the airport. I'm set. I'm just trying to pack my stuff now. I'm trying to pack my gear. I've got my passport here and my yellow card. This yellow card is part of the requirement to enter the East African countries. Also, I've got 400 quids. Yeah. So this 400 quid, when I change it to dollars, it's going to give me around approximately $507. Yeah. Because for you to be able to enter the East African countries, you need to have $500 as your basic traveling allowance. Sometimes they ask, just to be on the safer side anyways, you need to have your cash, your $500 cash with you in case you might want to even do something at the airport, or they might even ask you. So I have my gears here, so I'm just trying to set up my gears so I can start going to the airport. I have my monopod there, I have my tripod there, I have my drone here with a remote controller, I have my lenses, my DJI mic, my laptop, my hard drive, my flash drive, my flashlight as well. So I'm ready for this crazy adventure. This adventure is going to be a crazy one. As part of the entry requirement, tourists need to have $500 as a basic travel allowance in cash. I traveled on a coach to Manchester Airport to catch my flight to Qatar, but unfortunately, the bus took me to Manchester City Centre because I was using the toilet during the drop-off at the Manchester Airport and didn't know about the stop. I had to get a train ticket to join the next available train back to Manchester Airport, and at this point, I was scared I was going to miss my flight. So after going through all this stress, I was supposed to alight at Manchester Airport when I joined the bus from Birmingham, but I missed the bus. I missed the what's it called? I missed the bus stop because I was in the toilet. I was using the toilet. So by the time I was done, the bus left Manchester Airport and took me all the way to Manchester City Centre, so I had to join another train that brought me back to Manchester Airport. When I got to the Manchester Airport, I was so happy that I didn't have to join a long queue to check my bags in because of the advantage of the self-check-in service. The check-in was very fast and convenient. I had to check my bag in. Like, I was scared and I was expecting to see a lot of crowd, like to join a long queue. But fortunately, by the time I got to the airport, there was no queue. So I had to use the self-service, like self-check the machine. So I had to use it to check in my bags. So I couldn't check in all my bags because I was having a long...
Please help to reduce the number of security alerts by keeping your luggage with you at all times.
Okay, that's a security alert. So I couldn't check in all my bags because my backpack was kept
in the long backpack. So I had to split it into two because I couldn't put it in the overhead cabin. The weight is more than 7 kg. So the other part, the other bag, I had to take it back to another zone. I think that was 826 zone because it contains fragile devices.
I had to put my drone in my check-in bag because if Kenya border control officers see it, they will rip me off before I can be able to cross the border with it.
So I had to hide my drone in the check-in bag because I was doubting if they're going to allow me to bring the drone into Kenya. So I had to hide it in the check-in bag. So everything is done and so easy, man. So I'm just going to the gate to board the plane.
I boarded and had a stopover in Qatar for 11 hours. I intentionally chose the stopover as I had intention of visiting the country for sightseeing before proceeding to Kenya. But unfortunately, my first impression of Qatar was that Qatar is calm. My first experience in Qatar was a bad one because I was denied an application for a transit visa on arrival, which is not supposed to be so. They were telling me if I will have to apply for the visa on arrival, I need to pay for 3 days hotel. I just need to sightsee the country for a few hours before going to Kenya. Why should I pay for 3 days hotel when I won't even stay for 1 day? That's unfair and discriminatory. That's the first thing that made me dislike Qatar.
Normally, if not that I initially had intention of visiting the city of Doha to film because I have some stories to cover there. If not, I have some stories to cover there. I wouldn't have bought a flight that is going to be stopping over in Qatar for 11 good hours. I would have gotten a direct flight to Kenya because there is no point. But initially, I had intention of coming to Qatar to film, and I did my research before coming. I realized that if I'm going to stay in Qatar for up to let's say 1 month or maybe 3 days, as a UK resident, I'm going to need to apply for A3 visa. So and the visa has to be applied for, like the application needs to be sent before coming. I need to get the visa before coming. But for transit visa, there's no way I could apply for the transit visa online when I checked it. So now it doesn't even make sense. How am I going to pay for 3 days hotel because I need a transit visa? It doesn't worth it. So, well, I'll just hang around, have fun until it is time for my connecting flight to go to Kenya.
My second experience at the Qatar border, it is going to be a long stopover because I was on a budget as I planned to visit all the East African countries. So I was hungry and I said, let me just get some snacks to hold my belly before the next flight. I went to a cafe to get some snacks and the guy at the counter told me they accept pounds. He gave me the exchange rate and also he gave me the price of my food. When I paid him in pounds, I realized he was giving me a price that was different from the price on the POS, charging me more. For what? I got my money back and went to the exchange shop to change to Qatar money so it would be easy for me to pay for food. I gave the person at the counter £10 because I still wanted to be on a budget, and yet I was still ripped off. The rate was £1 to 4.166 Qataria. I was supposed to get 41.67 Qataria, but I ended up getting 34 Qataria after this guy told me he charged 8% commission. I was like, really? For what? I have been to many money exchanges like Alansari, especially in Dubai, and they have never charged a commission. You get your money at the exact rate it's supposed to be. At this point, I felt bad for transiting to Qatar and I later got just a cup of cappuccino for 34 Qataria. After a long flight, I arrived in Nairobi at 11:45 p.m., the bustling capital of Kenya. After going through the immigration process at the Kenya airport, I was supposed to apply for an East African visa so I could be able to visit Uganda and Rwanda, but unfortunately, Kenya has stopped the application for the EAV at entry. So you need to get your visa before coming, or it is better to enter the East African countries through Rwanda, where you can get it on entry. I was picked up at the airport by a very good friend and she dropped me off at the Airbnb she got for me in Kileleshwa.
finally, I am in Kenya. I am in Kenya finally. So my friend came to the airport to pick me up. Naomi, she came to the airport to pick me up. I landed around 11:45 p.m. So there were a lot of experiences at the airport. One, the queue. We joined the queue. Yeah, actually, we were on the queue, and the queue was just moving slowly. Like it was freaky slow. It was moving slowly, but well, at the end of the day, I got to the immigration, and I went through the immigration process, and the immigration was like, "Oh, what do you have for us?" Normal thing as it is in Nigeria, because they do more than that in Nigeria. Even the police officers were like, "Oh, what do you have for us?" Well, it's everywhere in African countries. So I've experienced it in South Africa as well before. So from the airport, my friend brought me to the apartment where she got for me, for the Airbnb apartment where she got for me. So I'm going to be staying here for 2 days. And well, the apartment cost me $50 per night. So I'm going to be staying here for 2 days because I still need to visit other East African countries. And I actually wanted to apply for the visa, East African country visa. I wanted to apply for the visa at the airport, but the immigration told me that they don't offer the application. The application has been closed, that you can't get the application at the port of entry anymore, that you need to apply before coming, or probably when you enter Kenya, then you can just go to the embassy and get it. So if I should apply for the East African visa now, so the visa is going to take 6 working days. 6 working days before it will be ready, and I plan to spend 10 days in East African countries, so that's going to be too long for me. So I think I'm going to stay in Kenya and enjoy my vacation in Kenya. These countries, they don't issue visa on arrival, because normally I'm eligible to visa on arrival, but at the land border they don't issue visa on arrival, and the trip has to be road trip. Let's say I'll be flying to Rwanda, to Uganda and Burundi now. Yeah, it would have been better. I don't need to apply for the visa before going. When I get to the port of entry, that's when I'm going to get the visa. But since it's going to be a road trip, and I'm a budget traveler as well, so the road trip is going to save me a lot of money, and also it's going to be a lot of experience, a lot of great experience. So they don't issue visa on arrival at the land border, so that is why I need to get the visa before embarking on the journey. But since I was unable to get the visa at Kenya airport, so I'll just stay in Kenya. If I had known that Kenya does not issue visa on arrival, if I had known that Kenya does not issue East African visa on arrival anymore, I would have landed in Rwanda, because Rwanda has issued the visa on arrival at the airport. I would have come to the East African country through Rwanda, then later come to Kenya. So it was a lot of experiences actually. I'm in the Airbnb apartment, so I'm going to make another video. I'm going to make another video about this Airbnb apartment. So I'm going to give you a virtual tour of this apartment. That's going to be a different video entirely. So yeah, it's around, the time is 3 a.m. So it's 3 a.m. in the morning, and I need to wake up as early as 8 o'clock to meet up with some of my friends.
Nairobi is a city of contrast where high-rise office buildings and slum dwellings coexist. It is a city that never sleeps, and finding a taxi or tuk-tuk to take you around is easy as taking a sip of coffee from one of its many coffee shops. In Nairobi, I experienced the local market and tried some of the Kenyan street food. According to the 2022 data, the cost of living in Kenya is around 46.6% lower than in the United Kingdom and 54.4% lower than in the United States. This takes into account everything from the average cost of rent in Kenya to food bills and travel expenses, making the move to Kenya an invaluable option for expats in the Western world. So this made me inquire about rent from my friends who came to show me around the city of Nairobi.
We are en route to the CBD, Central Business District. of Nairobi. So what was the
This area is Ngara.
Ungara? So what's the standard of living like in Kenya here? Oh, in Kenya here, like cost of accommodation, getting an accommodation for like 1 month. Yeah.
It depends on their pocket.
Okay, it depends on someone's budget.
Because there are high-end areas and there's some like Kileleshwa.
So why
At least by now you have an experience. Of
why are you using Kileleshwa as
Because it is a more.
why are you using Kileleshwa as an example?
We are familiar with the area. Yeah.
Oh god. So it depends on the area. Okay, but okay, for low end or let's say middle end, I don't know. Okay, so once you budget like how much?
There's some.
So I'm talking about like if someone is going to move to Kenya and you want to live here, you know you cannot stay in Airbnb apartment for
20,000 a month.
20,000 Kenya shillings.
Kenyan shillings. Yeah.
So that 1 bedroom is going to have kitchen, your own private kitchen.
Yeah, there's a kitchen, but most times it's open air.
Oh, wow.
Kitchens in Kenya are very small.
So 20,000 Kenya shillings. 20,000 Kenya shillings.
But it depends on the landlord.
You can also find a 2-bedroom with 20,000.
Oh, 2 bedroom with 20,000 is not going to be. Maybe it's going to be in area like I don't know. Like you said earlier, it depends on the area.
Mirema area, there's a friend of mine who lives in a 2-bedroom. There's 18.
Oh.
It was a
Okay. But okay, with that 20,000 per month, do you think it's expensive?
It is expensive.
20k per month.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get like that from the highest.
So you think it's expensive like that for 1 bedroom? It's just that because it's just like studio apartment. You have your own kitchen.
1 bedroom,
You have your own
20K is
toilet.
expensive, Yeah.
It's expensive.
For 1 bedroom.
Okay.
For a bedsitter or a studio, you can
Okay guys, I don't know how much you pay for a studio apartment wherever you live. So do you think getting a studio apartment for 20k Kenya shillings in Kenya is expensive? So I just want you to drop your thoughts in the comment section. So because if you're gonna ask me, I'll tell you it's not expensive. I'm telling you.
There are also a lot of job opportunities for business tycoons in Kenya who are ready to have a successful business. Kenya is a country of vibrant cultures. And finally, I took a trip to visit the Maasai people, one of the most famous tribes in Africa. About their way of life, their customs and their history. I experienced the traditional music, dance and dress of the Maasai and get to taste some of their authentic food. Kenya is truly a place of wonder with friendly people, stunning wildlife and a rich cultural heritage.
Trust me guys, I really had a nice time in Kenya. I have been adopted by my Kenyan family. Guess what? Now I have a Maasai tribe name. My Maasai tribe name is Olomayana, which means the blessed man. And also I have a Kenyan name. So my Kenyan name is Wafula. My Maasai tribe name was given to me by John's father, John's dad. So which means the blessed man. So thank you so much guys. See you in the next one.
I hope you enjoyed coming along with me on this journey. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching.